All right, let's just get right into it because what we're looking at today is absolutely wild. Welcome to The Explainer. We are about to journey straight beneath the blistering sands of the Giza Plateau to unpack this crazy collision of ancient mysteries, cutting edge technology, and modern digital illusions. We're going to look at viral claims that have completely taken over the internet, challenge some massive myths, and then reveal a recent physical discovery that literally flips the entire script on human history. So get ready, because the truth we are about to uncover is honestly far more shocking than the fiction.
So, I want you to ask yourself this massive, provocative question. It's really the ultimate what if, right? What if the Great Pyramid of Giza, the absolute last surviving wonder of the ancient world, was actually never intended to hold a dead pharaoh? This single question is the engine driving a massive alternative history movement right now. Millions of people are looking at the exact same stone structures that mainstream archaeologists look at, but they are walking away with a completely different, totally mind-bending conclusion.
Section 1. The Ultimate Giza Mystery. Machines, not tombs?
Okay, so we're stepping totally outside the traditional textbooks here and straight into the realm of functional ancient technology. For decades now, theorists and authors have argued that the Great Pyramid is just far too precise and far too complex to just be some giant headstone. They propose a hypothetical scenario that has seriously captivated the internet. The idea that Giza was once a humming, vibrating, functional energy center, and theorists actually point to specific physical evidence for this. They note it's built with highly conductive granite on the inside and insulating limestone on the outside, kind of like a giant insulated wire. They point out it was originally topped with solid gold, which is obviously one of the best conductors on Earth. They highly emphasize that it sits directly over an underground aquifer, suggesting it used massive hydraulic pressure. And inside the Queen's chamber, there are these mysterious metal rings that have been theorized to act like tuning forks for acoustic resonance. There's even a diagram etched into a stone floor that proponents claim looks exactly like a modern electrical fuse circuit. Just listen to this quote pulled straight from a viral discussion on alternative history. "The pyramid was a machine, not a symbolic one, a literal, functional piece of ancient tech." When you read that, you can totally understand why this theory is so intoxicating. It completely rewrites human potential. It suggests an ancient civilization, maybe a lost one, or as some fringe theories even suggest, something non-human, harnessed acoustic and hydraulic energy on a scale we can barely even comprehend today.
Section 2. The Underground City Illusion.
But hold on, because it actually gets crazier. The internet hasn't just stopped at power plants. In the spring of 2025, social media completely melted down over a brand new claim. A claim that didn't just reimagine the pyramids above ground, but promised a sprawling, secret world hidden below them. A team of Italian researchers using synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, announced they had peered right beneath the Khafre pyramid. Now, the Khafre pyramid is about 140 meters tall, but this team claimed their radar detected 8 massive hollow cylinders buried deep down in the bedrock beneath it. The sheer, staggering scale of those claims is wild. These alleged hollow cylinders are said to be over 600 meters long. That is literally more than 4 times the height of the pyramid itself, sitting right beneath the surface.
All right, let's impartially break down the two sides of this massive viral controversy. On one side, you have the Italian SAR team, including engineer Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga. They claim to have found an interconnected underground city extending a mind-boggling 2 kilometers deep, dating back potentially 38,000 years. Now, on the other side, you have mainstream geologists and archaeologists countering these claims with some pretty brutal physics-based reality checks. They point out that the water table at Giza sits at just 50 meters deep, meaning anything below that is completely flooded. Furthermore, they argue that the immense geological pressure at a depth of 2 kilometers would instantly crush and collapse any massive open voids. Fundamentally, these experts state that radar technology simply cannot penetrate hundreds or thousands of meters through solid porous limestone rock. So why did this absolutely blow up online? Well, the answer is often found by just looking at the source. It turns out one of the lead researchers making these claims, Corrado Malanga, has a deep background as a UFOologist. Historically, he's promoted theories about alien abductions and extraterrestrials harvesting human energy. He actively believes the pyramids are vibrational healing devices. Mainstream academics noted that the team's radar data literally looked like random noise that was being interpreted like tea leaves. And the real kicker here, when they held their massive press conference, the study had 0 independent peer review. None. It was a viral sensation built entirely outside the rigorous checks of the scientific method.
Section 3. AI Rewriting Ancient History.
But how do these massive, unverified claims spread so incredibly fast today? Well, we're transitioning from ancient mysteries to a very modern one, because we are basically watching artificial intelligence literally rewrite and hallucinate ancient history right before our eyes. Let's walk through this insane digital feedback loop. It actually starts with a bizarre linguistic glitch. There is an ancient biblical city spelled AI. Modern search algorithms frequently confuse queries about the ruins of the ancient city of A with the modern tech acronym for artificial intelligence. Next, automated AI platforms like StoryShort AI scrape these confused search trends. The machine learning model sees people searching for ancient AI ruins, completely misunderstands the context, and automatically writes scripts and generates images about ancient artificial intelligence. Finally, these synthetic videos go viral on social media, where they are ingested by new web crawlers, creating this wild, self-reinforcing loop that manufactures a completely fake historical myth literally out of thin air. And the result? You get viral content with exact titles like this. Did an ancient AI build the pyramids? Or Grok AI reveals who built the pyramids. Millions of views are generated entirely from a software glitch confusing a Bronze Age town with modern machine learning. It is a fascinating, almost absurd look at how our own technology is actively creating modern mythology. Section 4. The real mind-blowing truth. Okay, let's step away from the alien theories, the unreviewed radar scans, and the AI hallucinations for a second. Let's look at the actual, physical evidence pulled straight from the Egyptian desert, because I promise you, the reality of how the pyramids were built is far more astonishing than any science fiction story. 4,500. That is how many years ago the artifact we're about to look at was written. It is absolutely the oldest papyrus text with writing ever discovered on Earth. This isn't some online myth. It is a literal, physical, administrative logbook. Found in 2013, hidden away in man-made caves on the Red Sea coast by a French archaeological team, this is the Papyrus Jarf, more widely known as the Diary of Merer. Merer was a middle-ranking Egyptian official, basically an inspector, living during the 26th year of the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. And in this diary, he wrote down, day by day, the exact logistics of transporting the massive white limestone blocks used to clad the outside of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Just listen to the actual translated words of a guy who lived 4,500 years ago. Day 26. Inspector Merer casts off with his file from Tura South, loaded with stone, for Akhet Khufu, spends the night at Sheikh Khufu. I mean, this isn't speculation. This is a punch clock. It's a supervisor noting his team's progress on the most monumental construction project in human history. It brings the 26th century BC vividly, undeniably to life. The staggering real-world logistics recorded here are what makes this so incredibly cool. Mir managed a crew of about 40 boatmen. They traveled from the Tora quarries straight down to Giza. On a single trip, they moved about 30 massive stone blocks, with each one weighing 2 to 3 tons. And they did this relentlessly, delivering roughly 200 of these massive blocks every single month. And perhaps the most beautiful part? Mir refers to the Great Pyramid not as a tomb, and definitely not as a machine, but by its original ancient name, Akhet Khufu, which translates to the horizon of Khufu. The true history here is just a massive testament to the awe-inspiring power of human coordination and sweat. Which leaves us with this final thought for today's explainer. We spend so much time projecting our modern technologies, our machines, our radar, our AI, onto the past, basically looking for shortcuts to explain genius. But if a crew of just 40 ancient boatmen, led by a middle manager named Mir, could organize, coordinate, and execute a feat this monumental 4,500 years ago completely without aliens, without magic, and without artificial intelligence, what is humanity truly capable of building tomorrow? Keep asking questions, keep looking at the evidence, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.